You gave them everything, your time, your heart, your future, and they left. You're sitting there now, scrolling through old messages, old photos, asking yourself the same haunting question. Why did God let me love someone who was never meant to stay? Why would a loving God allow you to fall for someone who would break you? Why didn't He stop you before you got too deep, before you gave too much, before you imagined a forever that would never come? But what if I told you that God didn't let you love the wrong person by accident? What if that heartbreak, that betrayal, that devastating ending was actually the beginning of something you desperately needed to learn? This message is for the one who loved deeply and lost painfully, the one who gave their best to someone who gave their worst, the one who's been asking why, when they should be asking what for. God let you love the wrong person first because you needed to see the pattern. You needed to recognize the red flags you kept calling quirks. You needed to understand what love is not before you could recognize what love is. That wrong person, they weren't your forever. They were your teacher. And sometimes the hardest lessons come from the people who hurt us the most. God let you love them because you were settling. You were accepting the bare minimum and calling it love. You were starving yourself emotionally and convincing yourself you were full. You were loving them from an empty place, giving what you didn't have, pouring from a cup that was already dry. And God knew that if He didn't interrupt this, you'd lose yourself completely. The breakup you thought was punishment, that was protection. God removed them not to hurt you, but to save you from a future that would have destroyed you. Think about who you would have become if they stayed. Think about the dreams you would have abandoned, the parts of yourself you would have silenced, the life you would have sacrificed trying to make them love you the way you deserved. God let you love the wrong person because you didn't have standards yet. You didn't know your worth. You didn't understand that love should add to your life, not subtract from it. You were confusing attachment with love, obsession with connection, the fear of being alone with actual compatibility. And God had to show you the difference. Maybe what you thought was love was actually a trauma bond. Pain keeping you together instead of peace, drama instead of depth, intensity instead of intimacy. And God let you love them because the cycle had to break. You'd been choosing the same type of person in different packaging, same wounds, different face, same pain, different name. You were unconsciously attracted to what felt familiar, not what was healthy. Repeating your parents' patterns, replaying your childhood wounds, choosing people who confirmed what you believed about yourself. So God allowed that relationship to get painful enough that you'd finally wake up, finally see, finally say, never again. That wrong person taught you what you're not willing to tolerate anymore, what you're not willing to sacrifice, or what you're not willing to become for someone else's comfort. They taught you how to use your voice, because for so long you stayed silent when you should have spoken, smiled when you should have left, said, "It's okay," when it wasn't. God let you love the wrong person so you learn that no is a complete sentence, that your boundaries aren't negotiable, that walking away doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. You learn that you can't love someone into changing. You can't sacrifice yourself into being valued. You can't dim your light to make someone else comfortable in their darkness. That wrong person showed you exactly what love isn't. Love isn't anxiety. Love isn't questioning. Love isn't walking on eggshells. Love isn't exhausting. God let you experience counterfeit love so you'd recognize the real thing when it arrives, so you'd never confuse crumbs with a feast again. And when the right person comes, you'll know. Not because they're perfect, but because loving them feels completely different. It feels like peace, like home, like breathing. You'll appreciate them in ways you never could have without the contrast. You'll notice every green flag because you spent so long ignoring red ones. God let you love the wrong person because of who you had to become to survive losing them. Stronger, wiser, more selective, more whole. You had to spend time alone, really alone, not looking for the next person to fill the void, but sitting in that void and learning that you're complete without someone completing you. You had to meet yourself again. Remember who you were before they changed you. Rediscover the parts of you that got lost trying to love someone who didn't know how to receive it. That wrong relationship wasn't random. It was preparation. God was using it to prepare you for a love you weren't ready for yet. A love that requires the version of you that only heartbreak could create. If you had met the right person before the wrong one broke you, you would have sabotaged it. Your wounds would have spoken. Your insecurities would have pushed them away. Your lack of boundaries would have let them become what you needed to escape. God's timing isn't cruel, it's careful. He let you love the wrong person. First, because the order matters, the sequence is sacred. The timing is intentional. So maybe today, instead of asking, "Why did you let me go through that?" you can whisper, "Thank you for not letting me stay in that. Thank you for the heartbreak that became my healing. Thank you for the person who left so the right person would have space to arrive. Thank you for loving me enough to let me hurt so I could grow. And now you're ready. Ready for a love that doesn't hurt. Ready for peace that doesn't feel boring. Ready for someone who shows up, stays consistent, and makes you feel chosen every single day. The right person isn't out there searching for your broken pieces to fix. They're waiting for you to arrive whole, healed, and ready to build something beautiful together. So trust the process. Trust that nothing was wasted. Trust that every tear watered the seeds of your becoming. Trust that God let you love the wrong person first, because He's preparing you for the right one still. God let you love the wrong person first, not to break you, but to build you. Not to punish you, but to prepare you. Not to hurt you, but to heal you into the person who's ready for real, lasting, soul-deep love. And that person, they're worth every lesson, worth every tear, worth the wait.